Alright, so I test fired the Savage MSR10 that we just put the barrel in. I didn't even put the side charger back in. I just used the standard charging handle. I need to do like a 2 clicks out on the gas setting. So you just take your handy dandy self-made gas adjustment key. For your safety, guys, there was nothing in the magazine. Chamber's empty. You can see the it needs like a click or two. The brass was shooting almost behind me a little bit. Didn't wanna. It did pick up the next round, but it didn't bolt hold open on the last one. So 2 clicks should be fine. That will keep that going. But I used I just said the heck with it. You know, I looked at everything closely. Bolt protrusion was fine and stuff, and so I said the heck with it. I'm just going to give it a shot. So this is the original bolt that was in it. You can see I've used this gun quite a bit. It has a spring on there, and so the firing pin is different, but the length was like the same. So the only thing different was just a hair bit longer off the back. I mean, a hair. But from where it matters, from this piece right here, from here to the tip, are the same length. So I knew the bolt headspace, so it was safe. So I just said the heck with it and just gave it a shot. So these are reloads of mine, and as you can see, I have no pierced primers. The brass is fine. I didn't see any, as you can see, there's no major anything. You know, there's no flattening of primers, or there's no signs of pressure like I almost just killed myself. So it probably, I'll admit, that one has a little bit of an ejector swipe in it, but nothing too crazy. So I will admit that the gas rings on the JP are not as tight, and so I think I'll probably go to Brownells and order some gas rings for it and stick those on there and see if they're a little bit bigger in there to get a better gas seal. But rather than that, when I measured diameter and things like that, it basically measured the same. The only difference that it measured differently was it measured a little bit different at the gas ring. So I'm just going to switch the gas rings out and see what that does. I don't think there's going to be a problem there by doing that. So the on the DPMS Gen 2s, they don't like to hold open on the back on PMags. At least the ones that I have. I don't know how old mine are. I've had them for a while. Maybe they have a newer, older style that did, but it didn't hold open on mine anyway. So I got 3 of these, and it holds open. The extensions that you see here are the Sergeant of Arms. They 3D print these. They're like $20 or something. And it didn't have a problem feeding. It worked just fine. So that would be a way to get 12 rounds in a 10 round mag without having to put the really long 20 rounders on there. So there you go there. So I was really hoping, I didn't pay close attention enough on the Radian Raptor. It didn't fit without modification. So in order to make that work, you're going to have to take a little of this radius off, and you're going to have to go in here and clean a little bit of this out, and then the latch will work. So it's close. It's close. I honestly am thinking about saying the heck with it and going after this thing with the Dremel, which, I just said try not to use one of those things, but realistically it will allow me to use that, and I think there's going to be plenty of material there if I take a little bit of that radius off, to where when you're pulling back, like if you had to mortar off of the end, because when you're mortaring, you're putting all that pressure right here. I don't think it will crack off or anything, so I think it should be okay. Because the biggest issue that you could run into is, say you had to mortar the gun open, and you're really hammering down on this. The issue that you could potentially run into is that you just shear this off and pull the back of the handle out. So you could have a hairline. You could break off from there, and just the charging handle would come, and then you would still have a bolt carrier stuck, and then you would also have the end of your charging handle stuck in there as well. So that would be really unfortunate for you. Because the only other thing would be is to stick a dowel down the barrel. I've even had to use a press before to open a gun up. So that's really a last ditch effort. You're getting close to an upper at that point, or a new barrel at the minimum. Because you can start bending stuff when you're starting to apply that kind of pressure to things. So I didn't blow my face off. Obviously, I put hearing protection and eye protection on and stuff like that. I don't have any body armor or anything like that to slick on. So it had space, so I wasn't afraid that it was going to kill me or anything like that. But, if you want the high pressure bolt from JP and you're concerned about the firing pin, it worked just fine. I didn't have any issues there. It's a light firing pin, so I don't think it's going to cause you slam fires or anything like that. So I would say use with confidence on that. It should be okay. At least, mind you, if you just went through what I did to put the barrel on here from Proof Research. So this is their Proof Research stainless 6.5 creamer. And so as you guys know, I had to do some polishing on that to make the barrel nut fit on, because it was a lot tight. Okay. So it worked. The gun functioned, cycled fine. Kind of showed you how to make a gas adjustment tool for the Savage to go through the port that's already cut there. You don't have to go through this thing with a dang tool and cut your handguard up or anything like that. The more you cut on stuff, the weaker it becomes. So I wouldn't do any notching there if you don't have to. Good luck with your projects, and hopefully they come out safe. Just check the headspace. If you use a different barrel, say you throw Faxon on, just buy the gauges. I mean, they're under $100. If you can afford the $400 or $500 for the barrel, and you don't have the money for the gauges yet, the gunsmith's gonna charge you $30-$40. So at least buy a no-go gauge, okay, and just make sure it doesn't close. And if it closes on a piece of brass, you're probably fine. But at least buy the no-go gauge. They're $40. It's a good thing to have in your cabinet. So last thing I want to see is people get hurt over this. So do not use any of this for gospel. Your experience might be different. You might have an unsafe condition. I'm going to put the side charger back together on this, and that kind of concludes the Savage MSR10 barrel swap, high pressure bolt swap. Kind of give you the rundown on the charging handle. I might do a separate video on that and just get in here and go crazy on a $125 charging handle for the experience aspect of it, just to teach you guys, hey, yeah, it works or it doesn't work. So good luck, everybody. I hope your projects work well, and we'll be seeing you in the next video.